for May 20th. I have Commissioner Nolan to my left, Commissioner Ben Olszewski to my right, Commissioner Cheryl Lockard, and again, Pat Sazio, our Township Manager, and Sean Kilkenny, our Solicitor. Are there any presentations or announcements? Okay, I have just one that we met in executive session before the meetings tonight. First is approval of the minutes. Are there any commissioner or community comments or revisions?
No. No comments from me.
Okay. They're moved forward. They're approved. Next, acceptance and approval of the following monthly reports. Director of Finance, Tax Enforcement Officers, and Investment Activity Report.
John is at a conference the beginning of this week. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them for you or get information for you.
I don't have any comments. Anybody else?
I did not have any comments. No.
Community? Okay, we'll move them forward. Next, review of revenue and expense summaries. I don't have any questions. John didn't have any?
No, he had nothing to add. He said
No.
nothing was irregular in the reports that he needed to bring to your attention.
Perfect. Okay, sounds good. Ben, Damon?
I'm good.
All right, anybody, community? All right. Next is personnel. We have 2 reappointments. First is the reappointment of Michael Chavot for Ward 7 representative on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Council.
Second, I'm okay with
We'll
that.
move that forward, okay. And reappointment of Jillian Lockton as an at-large member on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Council.
We can move that forward too. Second.
Agree. Any community comments? Okay, they're both moved forward. I'll read real quick the vacancies, current vacancies. They're also on our website, the vacancies and also an explanation of the different councils. We have a vacancy on the Advisory Planning Agency, a few on the Historical Commission, and a couple on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Council, and 1 on the Transportation Impact Advisory Committee. Next on the agenda is the social media resolution. I'll ask Solicitor Kilkenny if he wants to handle that one.
Sure. As we all know, as public officials, people often will post on their social media as well as township officials. This has become very litigious, and our office always recommends that public officials separate their personal accounts from their governmental accounts. But often the two creep together, right? So on your personal account, sometimes you'll put a little bit about being, a township commissioner or a township official. And that led to a township manager in another jurisdiction posting about that, and then somebody, not surprisingly, putting some unflattering comments about that township manager. The township manager then blocked that person, and that led to a federal lawsuit that went all the way to the United States Supreme Court. And ultimately, the question is your social media page a public forum or not? If you start posting about township stuff, it becomes a public forum or gets further into that camp. So one of the things that we recommended and came out of that court decision is to protect the township as a whole. Who has the authority to speak for the township? Now, you as an elected official can comment about, a matter of policy, but the township as a whole, who has the ability to do that and who approves that, right? So that's why we have this draft resolution to protect both you and the township, to say that only the township manager with the consent of the board can put forward the official township's viewpoints on various things. So that's essentially what this resolution does, kind of clarifies everything about who's speaking for who, doesn't prevent you from, talking about what you want to talk about, but kind of protects the township as a whole. So that's why this resolution is in front of you tonight.
Okay, thank you for the recommendation.
And this resolution came because of the Supreme Court
U.S. Supreme Court decision in another jurisdiction.
Okay.
So our office read it. We sent that out to all our municipalities. Several of them have adopted it. Montgomery Township, I was at their meeting the other night. They adopted it. East Norton, I know, has adopted it. Some have not, mainly, I think, for whatever reason, but I think it would be good for Upper Moreland to do so.
Thank you for the recommendation. I'm good with moving this forward to the full board.
Yeah, I'm fine with it
Fine
too.
with it.
Any community or other commissioner comments? Okay, we'll move that forward. Thank you, Sean. Next on the agenda is a tax assessment appeal. So this is, or actually a settlement. It was an appeal by the property owner. It's the Silver Lake Senior Living property. The school district they take the lead on this, and they've reached a negotiated settlement. They have a larger financial interest, so they generally take the lead. So I'm good with this. You guys have any concerns?
Yeah, and the remedy, I know we have, the remedy is if you were not happy with this, what you'd have to do is the township is always a party, as well as Montgomery County is always a party. We would have to hire our own appraiser. You'd have to pay me to go ahead and file an appeal. By the time you do that, it would probably be a wash as far as this kind of money anyway. And it's really in the school district's interest to be aggressive on these.
Yeah.
Because that's where the biggest proportion of the tax revenues are.
Sounds good. You guys good with moving that forward to the board? Yep. Any other commissioner or community comments on this one? Okay, we'll move that forward. We have no old business, no other new business. Any community comments not related to the agenda? None? Any commissioner comments? Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you.